So it's life in prison. That's what a judge handed down to Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the online black market site known as Silk Road. It was the news we broke first on our 4 p.m. newscast. So let's go live now to RT's Alexei Yaroshevsky outside of the federal courthouse in New York City. He's got more for us. Alexei, so we found out live on air with you earlier as the sentence came down. Life in prison for Ross Ulbricht. What are the details surrounding this sentence?
Well, we understand that Ross Ulbricht got life in prison on 5 of the 7 accounts he was charged with. The other 2 accounts entailed 15 to 20 years in prison, and the judge actually said that if Ross Ulbricht ever walks out of prison, he will still spend the rest of his days under supervision. Now, we also heard from the defending lawyer of Ross Ulbricht, Joshua Drattel, who just spoke to the press a short while ago. He confirmed that there will be an appeal from the Ross Ulbricht family about this sentence. He described it as completely unjust and also raised a lot of questions which we have heard throughout this case, which had been lasting for almost 6 months already, whether the integrity of this case was solid, how the evidence was obtained, and whether pinning a lot of things which the Silk Road website led to, a lot of crimes, whether pinning all those crimes on Ross Ulbricht was the right thing to do on behalf of the government. And there is also another notion which is being repeated by them and by many other online activists that Ross Ulbricht may have been made a scapegoat in what seems to be a very burning issue for the U.S. government, the dark net or the deep web, all those anonymous websites and the activities there. So right now, it seems that the defending team of Ross Ulbricht are willing to take the fight further, and maybe the life in prison sentence will be somehow altered after they file this appeal. Now,
what do you think, Alexei? How could this case change things for the general web user like you and I, or will it make any difference?
Well, you and I, we're not really using the Tor network, but many users obviously do, and that's where the main danger lies, according to many activists and even a movie director, Alex Winter, we've spoken with about this. In fact, we spoke to Alex Winter exclusively last night, and he told us that this case may have very long-term implications. Let's listen.
There's an enormous relationship between the issues at play in this case and how it impacts the average citizen. I would say very directly, there is a lot of question around how the Silk Road servers were seized because they existed within Tor Hidden Services, which is one of the technologies that gets you into the dark net. That's an anonymized technology. There hasn't really been a satisfactory explanation from law enforcement how those servers were seized. It may transpire, if we ever get to have a conversation, that it was handled in a legal manner, but it doesn't appear that there was a warrant. It doesn't appear that was done in a satisfactory or understandable manner. So that raises questions about search and seizure in the digital age, which are extremely important. And it's no secret that we need reform in this area of constitutional law. The technology has moved at this incredible pace. It's moved much faster than law can catch up with it. And now there's a lot of contentious issues around how an American citizen's personal information can be seized potentially by the government without a warrant, how international servers can be seized by the government without a warrant. These are really important questions that need to be asked and answered.
I have to also mention that prior to the sentencing, Ross Ulbricht addressed the courtroom, and he said that if he is ever to see the light of day, he's now a completely changed man, and he will live in full accordance with the law. His mother, who spoke to the press here as well, was devastated, and she said that Ross Ulbricht needs to be supported, and that's why they're launching a crowdfunding campaign, and they're expecting people to help us in filing their appeal.
Thanks so much for filing that report, Alexei. That was RT's Alexei Yaroshevsky in New York City.